Well, I'm back with another video on my HTC Thunderbolt, again, film from my Galaxy Tab 10.1. Now, in my last video on the Thunderbolt, I was talking about CM7 and how it's so much better than having a Sense ROM, the HTC Sense skin that they put over Android. Well, I did allude to the fact that I was thinking about going off CM7 just because I'd like to change it up a little bit. So that's what I did. I've had it for 2 days, and to be honest, I've had Sense on here for 2 days, and I am looking forward to going back to CM7. Basically, I'm running the Sense 3.0 version of the Bamf ROM, so this is actually a release candidate. There might be some bugs, but none that I found. It's a lot more stable than CM7 in many ways. It's not stock. The Thunderbolt's still on 2.2 Froyo as this video is being made with Sense 2.0. The ROM I'm using now is actually 2.3 Gingerbread with Sense 3.0, which is a pretty big jump. So there's a couple different things on Sense 3.0 that I kind of like, a couple things I dislike about Sense in general, a couple things that I will miss when I go back to CM7, so let me show you. Now, Sense 3.0 is really known for the lock screen. So it's really kind of neat. It's a little bloated and gimmicky and 3D-ish and all that kind of stuff. But it's nice. Here it goes. Wow, wasn't that neat? Let's do that again. So of course it actually changes up depending on the weather and time of day. There's always clouds coming out, which is weird even if it's clear skies. But hey, it's kind of nice. I do like the fact that you can put your 4 different apps, like Gmail, open it up. Oh look, it goes right to Gmail. So there you go. Now, the other thing I do like is texting. The texting application is let me go into one here. There you go. Someone's asking me about my laptop. Will I take it for $250? And I said no, that's too low. $350 is the lowest I'm going. So that's a Craigslist thing. But anyways, it's kind of a nice little rippling. I don't know why. It just looks nice, better than the stock Android one. So I like the lock screen and the messaging app. But I usually use Google Voice over messaging anyways. Google Voice has a really ugly interface, but it's free texting, so that's not too important to me. Outside of that, I am actually surprised. Look how smooth Sense is. I thought CM7 was the smoothest ROM, and it is, but this is overclocked 1.6 still. In fact, I have to use set CPU now, because it's not built into the ROM. There you go. I can go high. This actually goes to 1900, and that's crazy. I'm going back to 1600. My battery barely lasts through the day on that. I think Sense battery is worse than CM7 personally. The other thing I miss about CM7 is I liked the notifications up here. Yes, you do have quick settings, which is a feature of Gingerbread Sense. That's kind of nice. But it's still an extra step. And I like the flashlight, different things that were up here. Another interesting thing is mobile hotspot doesn't appear to be working. I don't think you can get it for free on here. If you go to 3G mobile hotspot, it says something about pay service. Maybe there's a block to that, I don't know. But on CM7, it's just you turn on tethering and there it is, the wireless tethering. You can even put a shortcut for tethering in here, I think. So there you go. This is not going to be a long video. I just want to say that I am going back to CM7 because, well, it's just better, that's why. There's nothing wrong with Sense 3.0. The Bamf ROM, all of their ROMs are pretty nice. It's definitely a far improvement over the stock phone, that's for sure. But I want to keep it simple and keep it smooth, keep it fast. There's a couple of data issues that kind of bother me still on CM7. I don't know if it's the radios or what. But there you go. So this is Sense 3.0 going really fast, overclocked to 1.6. And hey, before I go, I'm going to do one LinPack for you. And hey, did you download Debt Planner? Don't forget to do that. Thanks. Okay. Give me 5 stars for that. Let's do a LinPack. We saw last time I was pushing 60 on the CM7. This is the same overclocking. Oh, those stupid ads. I just gave someone 1 cent. Now if it's my ad, then go ahead and do it all you want. Okay. So 60 on CM7. This is 55. 50. 55. Okay, so it's basically about slightly less benchmarks than CM7. Of course, without the bloat. Even though they debloat these ROMs, Sense itself is a bloat in its own way. That's not on CM7 to have things running in the background, so who knows, maybe that's why the benchmarks were a little better. Okay, there you go. If there's anything else interesting on this or the tab, I will be here to note it.